DreAllDay.com.
Better than you tuning into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. This is the go-getter energy that moves you to make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. Putting all this together, you get the mindset, the method, the podcast known as Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day. Welcome to the show. Today's topic is mastering the moment. And I mean the moment that you're in right now. Not some big moment or some pivotal moment or some moment that could change your life. Listen, the only moment that can change your life is the moment that you're in right now, because that's the only one you control. It's the only one you are guaranteed to have is the moment you got right now. We don't know if the future moment is going to happen, and the moments that happened in the past are already over. They're already history, collecting dust. While we make these long-term plans and we set these long-term goals for our lives and we project our thoughts into our futures, we must not forget, while we're doing all that, we must not forget about the here and now. The only moment which we control, the only moment that we actually possess is this one that's going on right now. Today's topic is about how mastering the moment of right now allows the long term to take care of itself. Yes, what I'm telling you is that yes, the future matters, but mastering what we're doing right now today, exactly here where you are at this moment, wherever you're at right now, whatever you're doing right now, this will allow you to allow the future, will equip you to allow the future to take care of itself by focusing on what's going on right now. Let's get into exactly what that means and how that works. Point number one, again, today's topic is mastering the moment. Number one, life is a collection of what? Years broken down into months, broken down into weeks, into days, hours, minutes, seconds, moments, and thoughts. That's how life works, right? You ask somebody how old they are. We want to know how long somebody's been on this planet. What do we ask them? How old they are, and what do they answer? They answer with a number of years: 50 years, 35 years, 15 years. And those years are broken up into 12 months by at least the calendar that most of us use. Then those are broken up into weeks, days, hours, minutes, seconds, moments, and thoughts. So simple arithmetic, people, is this. All you need to do, if you want to have a great life, meaning great years, months, and breaking it all the way down, all you need to do is be great right now in this moment where you are. If you're amazing in this very moment, and then the next moment after this, you're as best as you can be in that moment, then a moment after that, you're as good as you can be then, and you just keep adding those together, you just keep stringing those together, then having a quote-unquote successful life, whatever you define that as, that's a very abstract idea. All you gotta do is be great right now in this moment, because it's very abstract to have a successful life. Ask somebody what a successful life means, they're gonna have to think about it a little bit. I don't think many of us have a ready-made definition for what a successful life means, but you ask somebody who wanna have one, everybody says yes. There are many pieces to a successful life. What about your body, your fitness, your mind, your friends, what you do with your time, your energy, your money, your job, your education, your kids, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, where you live, the places that you travel to, how you feel on a day-to-day basis, what kind of food you eat. All of those can be part of having a successful life. There are so many moving parts to a successful life. We can't keep them all in mind at the same time. But one thing that we can do, one thing that I guarantee everyone who's listening to this can do, is you can master this very moment right now, because that's the only thing that we have anyway. There is nothing else to it but mastering this moment. You do as good as you can right now, regardless of anything else is going on, and do it again in the next moment, and again in the moment after that, and just keep doing that. That's the only thing you focus on. You are guaranteed to have an amazing life if you challenge yourself just to be your best every single moment that you're with. I told you the story of how a while back, and I'll tell this story in point number two. Well, let's move to point number two first, and then I'll tell you the story. Today's topic again is mastering the moment. Whatever you're doing right now in life, be the best you can be at it. That's all there is to it. Now, I've said that 4 times already here in this episode. If that's all you do, if you don't take anything else from anything that you hear today from anybody, and you just do the best that you can do in every single moment that you're in, I guarantee you'll have a great day, a great week, great month, year, and a great life. Absolutely. There's no way that you can't. Not even for the whole day. Don't worry about having a great day. Just have a great moment right now. Nick Saban. He's the coach of the Alabama football team. Very successful football program. I think we all can agree. But before he coached Alabama, he coached at a few other places. He had a short stint in Miami with the Dolphins. It didn't go too well. But he was coaching the Michigan State Spartans football team at one point, many years back. And they were about to play Ohio State in a big game, and Ohio State was the higher ranked team, and Michigan State, Ohio State is a big game every year. No matter how good or bad either team is doing, there's always a big game, because they're conference rivals. And Nick Saban knew that his players were really focusing on this game. They were thinking about it a lot. Some players were stressed, some players were excited, some players were anxious, but everybody had this game on their mind. They knew how big it meant to the campus, to everybody around the football program, how big it would be to win this game against Ohio State. But Nick Saban didn't want his players thinking about winning the game at Ohio State. Yes, you heard me correctly. Nick Saban, the coach of the football team, didn't want his players thinking about winning the game at Ohio State. This is what he told his players before the game. The day before the game. They had a meeting. He said, players, I don't want any of you concerned with us beating Ohio State in the football game on Saturday. This is what I want you to be concerned with. Rather than beating them in the game, concern yourself with this. Every single play, I want each one of you to play as well as you possibly can. I want each one of you to do the best you possibly can on every single snap of this game. That's it. If you get in the game for 3 plays of the whole game, if there's 100 plays in the game, you only get in for 3 of them, do as best you possibly can in those 3 plays. If you play the whole game, do as best you possibly can in every single one of the snaps that occurred during that game. If each one of you commits to doing that, everybody just do the best you can on every single snap, don't even worry about the scoreboard, then we'll be all right. That's the only thing I want y'all to focus on. And he told the players that. And the players took his message to heart. And the players went out there and did exactly what their coach asked them to do. And they beat Ohio State in that game. It was a big upset. And that story got passed around once it was told that Nick Saban told his players, don't worry about winning the game. Just worry about doing the best you can in this very moment. And Nick Saban took that idea. I'm sure he's used it many other times, but it's come to something that has become famous for what he does at Alabama. He calls it the process with his football team. Now, we talked about the process back when I was talking about my hometown Philadelphia 76ers over a year ago, how they had a process which was a long-term thing of us building this team into something formidable. And the Sixers, at least as of this recording, are still participating in the 2019 NBA playoffs. Who knows where they'll be by the time you hear this. But the process that Alabama has with Nick Saban is the exact same idea that he told his Michigan State players before that big Ohio State game, which is, don't worry about winning the national championship. Don't worry about winning the conference or becoming an All-American or winning the Heisman Trophy or if you're going to get drafted to the NFL. Don't worry about doing any of that. I need each one of you every day you show up, whether it's to practice, whether it's to weightlifting, whether it's in class, whether it's you're jumping in the ice tub for recovery, whether we're playing in a big game against, who's Alabama's rival, against Auburn. All I need y'all to focus on is doing the best you possibly can in the very moment that you're in. Because listen, the only thing any of us ever has, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me, anybody out there, you don't have to be a football player, you don't have to be an athlete, you don't have to be any type of performer. All of us only has the very moment that we're in. All right, the past is already collecting dust, it's history. And the future, you are not guaranteed. So the only thing you have is this moment. If you do the best you can in this moment, you're living a great life at that exact moment. Now, as soon as you start bullshitting and slacking off and half-assing, you're having a bullshit life and a half-ass life and a slacking off life in that moment. But as soon as you decide to turn it back to doing the best you possibly can, now you're having a great moment. Now, you see, if you keep going back and forth, what kind of life are you going to get? You are the average of what you are, what you consistently do. Aristotle said that, right? So you become average. If you're doing good one moment, bad the next moment, you keep going back and forth, and you're an average individual because that's what you consistently do. You're good, then bad, then good, then bad. The sum total of all of that is average, right? If you're terrible every moment, then you're terrible. And if you're great every moment, then you're great. You are what you consistently do. And this is the idea that Nick Saban has given his football team for years. All I need each one of you to do is focus on doing the best that you can right now. Not this whole season, not this year, not for your whole football career, but right now, today. We're in our early season practice. Nobody's watching. It's just us out here on the field. Each one of you do the best you possibly can. You got the talent. And we're not worried about if we'll win or not because we got the talent to beat anybody. The question is, do we have a focus for each one of us to be doing the best we possibly can every single moment? That's going to be the difference between winning and losing. Because the talent's already there. The skill is already there. All right, that's why you got recruited here. That's all we have anyway is this moment. And now I'm talking to all y'all. I'm not talking to the football team, I'm talking to you. Point number 3. Today's topic is mastering the moment. If you want to have a great life, what you need to master is not having a great life. You don't need to master any big idea that somebody is trying to give you in a TED Talk or an online course or even in a podcast episode. You just need to focus on doing the best you can in the exact moment that you're in right now, because that's the only thing you ever have. Point number 3, stop time traveling. What does time traveling mean? That means reminiscing about the past. You're traveling backwards because the past is already over, or fantasizing about the future. You're traveling forward because the future didn't even happen. Now, am I telling you not to plan for the future, not to have goals? No, I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you to stop time traveling in the moment. Now, there are moments you may want to put aside to consider your future, think about where you're going, make your plans and set your goals. But as soon as that's done, you need to get back to the moment and being great in this moment, because you may not even make it to that beautiful future you've mapped out if you don't do what you need to do right now in the present. I get a lot of athletes, basketball players that come to me and they'll say, Dre, I'm 15. I want to play in the NBA. What do I need to do right now? I say, you need to be good at 15. Because right now, you're not good at 15. The NBA will never be a conversation for you because you haven't proven yourself where you're at. Be good where you are right now. Prove yourself as good in the situation that you're dealing with today, this moment. Then get to the next moment, which might be high school. Then the next moment, which maybe is college. Then the next moment, which may be whatever level you go to after that. You can't, there's no 7-year jump shot. All right, in basketball, if a team is down by 10 points, the coaches sometimes will say, listen, there's no 10-point shots. All right, there's 1-pointers for free throws, there's 2-pointers, and then there's 3-pointers. There's nothing that you get more than 3 points for. Okay, so we need to play one possession at a time. We're not trying to get all 10 points back in one play because we can't do that. That's the exact same idea that I'm giving you here. One moment at a time, one play at a time. The day that I'm recording this, recently there was a comeback in the NBA playoffs, the first round. Golden State Warriors were playing against the Los Angeles Clippers in Game 2. The Clippers were down by 31 points to the defending champion Warriors in the third quarter. Now, if you're down by 31 points at any point in a basketball game, it is a very low probability that you're going to come back and win that game, let alone make it competitive. I got that backwards. Very low chance you're going to make the game competitive, let alone win the game. Clippers were down by 31 points. No team in NBA playoff history in any round ever had come back from that many points to win a game. And you probably can guess why I'm telling you this story. The Clippers came back and they won that game in Golden State on the road against the defending champions. Number 8 seed in the playoffs against the number 1 seed, beat them on the road when they were down by 31 points. Why? Did somebody on the Clippers make a 31-point shot? Did 2 players make 15-point shots and then somebody else made a 2-point shot? No, one possession at a time. And this is something one of their players said after the game. I'm sure their coach said it after the game. When we were down by 31 points, all we said was, listen, one possession at a time. Let's get a good shot on offense. Let's play solidly on defense, get the ball back, then get another good shot on offense. Then play good defense again, then get the ball back again. Then do the same thing again. Wash, rinse, repeat. Same thing over and over again. That's the only way you can become successful in anything. Now, is that guaranteed to make you successful if you just keep doing it? Is it guaranteed to work? Absolutely not. Sometimes you're going to lose. But if you do not follow this process, I guarantee you won't win. So there's no time traveling. Your team's down by 31 points. You can't reminisce about how you got down by 31 and be worrying about that because it's already over. You can't say, well, I want to be great when we win this game at the end. I mean, it sounds good, but what are you going to do right now in this moment? Because that's the only thing you can control. It's hard to be great in the moment, ladies and gentlemen, when we're not present in the now. You can't be great right now if you're not paying attention to now. You can't be great now if you're thinking about tomorrow. You can't be great now if you're thinking about 3 weeks ago. Anyone listening to this who practices yoga or meditation on a regular basis, or mindfulness, I guess we can call it, or any type of mindfulness. I don't know too much about it, but you hear this phrase often, which is just be here right now. We have any yogis here, any yoga instructors, any meditators, any meditation practitioners? I don't even know what we call you all, so forgive me. But I'm sure this phrase gets said often. Be here right now. Wherever we're at in this class right here, just be here. Any of you plays a sport, maybe your coach says this. Listen, don't worry about yesterday's game or next week's game. I need you to be right here in this film session, or right here in practice, or right here in this bus, or right here on this plane, or right here in class if you're in college or high school. I need you to focus on what we're doing right now, because everything else is going on outside of this. It will still be going on when we get done. All right, I need you to focus on where we are right now and just be present. Any workaholics who are listening to this, all right, your kids, your friends, your spouses, they may say to you, maybe they want to say to you, but they haven't built up the courage to say to you, listen, the time we spend doesn't have to be very long. I just need you to be present during that time. If it's 5 minutes, it's going to be 5 minutes of your presence, 5 minutes of you being here. Not in your meeting, not in the meeting you just had, not in the meeting you're about to go to. Just be here right now for this 5 minutes or for this 1 hour or for these 2 days. Just be present right now. All right. If you can do that, then 5 minutes will feel like an hour for the person that you're doing it for. Being present. When you can really focus on the now and be present, all of you, there's a calming, almost euphoric state that you can achieve when you're focused on right now, not the past and not the future. Even if you only feel that euphoria for a moment, because you know why you feel it? It's because you've released your brain from one of your worst habits, which is time traveling. Thinking about what might happen in the future, what could have happened in the past, or what did in the past or the future, or what's not happening right now. You're not focused on the moment. When you focus on where you are right now and just do the best you can right now, that's the only way you can be great. If you never do that, then it's impossible for you to be great because you're never focused on where you're at. You're only focused on where you're going or where you were or where you hope you'll be going, because we don't even know. Let's recap today's topic, which is mastering the moment. While we will make long-term plans and set goals for our futures and project ourselves into the future, we mustn't forget about the here and now. The only moment which we actually control today is about mastering that. It's about how mastering that allows the long term to take care of itself. Point number one, the long term of life is a collection of what? Years, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, seconds, moments, and thoughts. Simple arithmetic, people, just working backwards. All you need to do is be great right now in this moment, and having a successful life. Most people couldn't even define what that means, but everybody says they want it. It has a lot of moving pieces to it, but this moment has only one piece. Doing the best you can in this moment, there's nothing else to it. If you do that, those add up to seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, and a lifetime. Point number two, whatever you're doing right now, be the best you can at that. Not even for the whole day. Just be the best you can right now in this moment. Like Nick Saban tells his football team, that's the process. Don't worry about winning the season or the trophy or the national championship or getting drafted to the NFL. Focus on being as good as you could be right now in this moment, and all the other things will take care of themselves because we already know you have the talent to do it. Point number three, stop time traveling. Reminiscing about the past, fantasizing about the future. It's hard to be great in the moment when you're not paying attention to the moment that you're in. Now, you can't be great at something you're not paying attention to it. Nobody's that talented. Anybody here who practices yoga or meditation, you hear it often. Be here in the now, right now. Don't focus on the future or the past or the problems going on outside. Focus on where you are right now. Be the best you can here now. And as soon as you're done, everything else you were thinking about, it'll still be there waiting for you, especially the problems. So any of you workaholics who are listening, your kids, your friends, your spouses, they may have already told you, or they want to tell you, and I'm going to tell you, that it's not about how much time you spend, it's about the presence in the time that you spend. When you can really focus on the now and just be present, there's a calming, almost a euphoric state you can achieve, even if only for a moment, simply because you have released your mind from doing all these side jobs of thinking about what happened, past tense, what may happen, future tense, and what else is happening outside of the moment that you're in right now in the present tense. If the only thing you focus on is this present tense, you will feel so good and perform so well in the right now, you will wonder why you never did it before. You're welcome. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com. Nobody out there needs more information. What you need these days is a strategy, frameworks, processes, how to actually take all the information that's out there, all the knowledge and content that's out there, make sense of it, and actually produce a result, a tangible result. That's why I created the Game Group. It is my membership site where you will get tangible results for specific areas: business, personal development, basketball skill, and professional basketball. Choose your area of focus, and we have targeted, specified outcomes every single month, along with live trainings, the ability to contact me, have your work critiqued by me, and a whole lot of other stuff. The link and all the information is down in the description at DreAllDay.com/membership. Get in the Game Group if you're ready to get some results and not just a whole bunch of information. Let's do it. Work on your game.